Illustrations by Pete.
Oh, it's a UFO. Can you see it? Oh, I've got the wrong lens. 12mm lens you don't want for that. Okay, oh. It's just a bird. So if you're like me, you do not have a lot of time for art. You kind of cram it into anywhere you can in the schedule. So today my goal is to help you figure out how to fit art into your schedule because you want to be an artist. You are an artist. This is one of the most important questions you should ask yourself. What does it take for you to call yourself an artist? I'm not asking you what you consider to be a real artist. Most people say anybody who creates is an artist. That's a great answer, but we don't usually use the same standard when we're talking about ourselves. What does it take for you to call yourself an artist? Sometimes life is busy. You're not creating things. Sometimes for a couple days, sometimes for a couple weeks, sometimes for months or longer. But what would it take for you to be able to say, I'm an artist, and this is what I'm doing? You almost clicked off this video, but I just changed directions, so you have a different shot now. Here's how I look at it. If you have a desire to create, whether you are currently creating or not, but you have that desire, that hunger inside, I think you're an artist. You may not be a practicing artist, but you're an artist, and you can tell people you're an artist. I'm going to give you the tips to go through and just make some room. I get it. What I usually do is, for me, it's the weekends. Friday night, Saturday night, I'm up till 4 in the morning just creating because that's the time that I have to fit it in. And I'm not telling you to do that. I don't have to wake up for small kids in the morning. Some people do. I get that. That's not what I'm telling you to do. What I'm saying is you have to make room where you can make room. And I'm going to give you some tips on the easiest way to do that, the best way, so that during your day, your busy, hectic life, you can still find time to create something. Is this good content? All right, let's get over to the studio. Okay, I don't want to waste your time. The point is you don't have a lot of time, so let's get right into it. The first thing I want you to do is take some pressure off yourself. You don't need to make art every day. Just work towards making art every day. Let me explain. When I sit down to make art, I have to make sure that the area that I'm creating that art in is completely organized and clean. So I make sure where I do that, and it could be someplace small, little corner of a table or little desk somewhere, whatever it is. If you have a room, that's fine. If you go out into the garage, that's fine. But whatever it is, make sure that area is prepped for you to make art whenever it is you want to create the art. So today you might be clearing that area or making that area so that tomorrow you can get something done. Number 2, always be ready. Build a travel kit that you can take with you all the time. Here's the thing. Think about how many times you're sitting and waiting in your car. You're taking a break at work. You might be waiting for your kids or your spouse to get ready, whatever it is. Have something ready so you can pull it out and just start scribbling away or just slapping some paint down, some watercolor, whatever it is. Just be ready with something all the time. Number 3, start doodling. This goes along with the last one I just said. You may not always have time to pull out a full set of oil paints or acrylic paints and get all your cups ready and all your paint thinners and all that kind of stuff ready. But you can find small moments in the day to flip open a book and doodle some lines or slap down some watercolor. It just takes a second, and then you can doodle something. Learn to do that. It's very important. I'm going to do a video on that soon, on how to actually doodle quickly, line and wash stuff. It's very satisfying. It's fun. I enjoy that. It may take you days to finish a doodle, but that's okay because you can do that in stages. All you're really doing anyway is taking some shapes and forms and lines and putting them together and then developing a small area so then you can come back the next day and develop another area. The reason that this is important is because by the time you reach the end of your week, you might have something accomplished, something put together that you filled a page and you feel good about it. You've accomplished something. Number 4, learn to sketch in a sketchbook. This also goes along with the last one. So this may sound like it's not something that someone needs to tell you, but some people do a lot of individual loose stuff, or they do it on big canvases or whatever the case is. Keep a sketchbook instead of loose art. May help you feel like you're accomplishing something, because when you open that book, you actually have to flip past all the stuff you've already done, and it makes you feel like you've done something when you open that fresh new page. You have a body of work that's before it. It helps you feel better. That's all it is. Number 5, work in a quicker medium even if you prefer a slower medium. If you're an oil painter or acrylic painter, maybe try watercolor or gouache. If you're a colored pencil artist, maybe learn to use pastel pencils or graphite, something that's a little bit quicker, because using a quicker medium helps you experiment and sketch things out, maybe do a few thumbnail sketches, so when you do finally get to work on a larger piece, you have something to work from, and you've accomplished some smaller things that when you're working on your larger piece, you don't feel bad that it's not done, because you have other stuff that you're getting done a lot quicker. Number 6, go smaller and use less detail. I can't stress this enough. One of the biggest things for me, one of the most important things I think that has helped me, is when life got busy, when I got busy, I bought a little, I think it was like a 4x6 sketchbook or something like that, and just filled pages, small drawings, very small stuff. And then even now, my typical sketchbook is between a 7x10 or maybe a 5.5x8.5. And it's easy for me to fill that page in a one sitting. And then if I want to put detail in, I could do that later. But right now I just scratch something down, put something down, get an idea out of my head that I want to create. I can always add more detail later. For now, it's just to get it down, get accomplished, feel that way, and then come back to it later. And I can do more later. Number 7, create what you love. So even if you go smaller with less detail, you can still appreciate what you're going to create. That's what I've done here. I love painting small line and wash landscapes, especially birch trees is my favorite thing to paint. I like painting skies and things like that. So I go small, I do something quick, I feel accomplished, and then if I have extra time, I can work on something bigger with more detail, or turn that into something bigger. But at least I got that done, and even though it was small, I love that subject or that thing a lot, so it feels satisfying to me that I created that, and I still feel proud of it. Last, but certainly not least, understand where you are in your life. Art may not be a priority right now. Maybe you have something going on that's more important and needs your attention. Here's what I suggest you do. Make the art self-care. It'll be your outlet for stress. Maybe you need to justify why you're creating art and taking time out of your busy life, all the things that need your attention. Use that as the excuse. You have to take care of yourself. It's very important. Relax, put some music on, maybe one of my videos, maybe, and escape for a little while. Do not make art the source of the stress in your life. That's the opposite of what it should be. You need to take care of yourself. No matter what you're doing in life, if you don't have time to take care of yourself, you're not going to be good to anyone. And you're creating something, you're accomplishing something, it makes you feel good about yourself, and you can get just through. You can unfocus on all the other garbage for a little while, focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing, escape for a little while into art, and it's a wonderful thing. So I went through that as quickly as I could for you to try and give you some answers, try and motivate you, and hopefully something that I said helps. So if any of that resonates with you, please let me know below. I'd love to hear from you. And I think that's about it today. I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.